Watch on mobile devices or the big screen, all for free. No subscription required. Download Beely now.
I can't remember the last time that I went to the toilet and had just a normal poo.
So I want to be the Melissa I used to be. I really do not think there's any cure at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, shall we raise our glasses to the cleanest colons in all of Spain?
After 5 days of no food, the group got grumpy.
It was very nice and relaxing now. And I'm just pissed off now.
And if they weren't grumpy, they were tearful. Dan's detox led to disintegration. Today, it has him pulling his hair out, quite literally. But Amy's detox experience has her seeing things.
You've got purple around you, I can just see purple. And she just went, that's my aura, I'm purple, that's me.
And Melissa's gone all detox dominatrix.
Then I'll get a whip and then I'll dress up in black PVC and I'll say, who's been a naughty boy then?
It's just over a week into a radical 14-day experiment here in beautiful southern Spain. Our valiant group of 8 patients have never experienced any alternative therapy before, but in a last-ditch effort to rid themselves of their embarrassing illnesses, they're willing to try anything. Although, were they prepared for this?
It's the whole thought of, well, frankly, shoving something up your backside.
Or this?
Sorry. That's all right.
And now this, a 7-day juice and broth fast. It's no surprise their enthusiasm for dawn yoga is waning.
I couldn't really get into it this morning, I don't know why. I wasn't with it.
It's because you've not eaten for 7 days? 6 days. No wonder you can't get into it.
Great supplements.
Oh, thanks, love. Just what I need in the morning. Good hearty breakfast, juice and supplements. Oh, that looks really appetising, doesn't it?
Everyone understands the concept that when you're ill, when you're really sick, you don't want to eat. Okay, that's your body switching off appetite, so it can then use the energy to fight infection. What we do in a detox is artificially create that scenario. So we give your body just the right amount of energy it needs to run properly so it doesn't think it's starving, and maximise nutrition through all sorts of supplements. But then all that energy is then freed up to go around and solve all the problems that are going on in your body.
At least there is method in the madness. And despite existing without any real food for 6 days, the only real complaint from all of them is one of tiredness.
So the second last day of detox, a lot can happen in the next 48 hours because you really are in full detox now. A quiet day again, a bit like yesterday.
I don't have much option.
Yeah, that's not going to be tough.
Your energy probably is quite low, but some really deep stuff can happen on the last 2 days. Jardine said you feel like sleeping all day. Well,
Oh yeah.
That's what I did when I
I
was
just feel totally exhausted.
yeah. So just pull back if you feel like doing that, and just get your own space, and just have another nice relaxed day.
Jodine is one of the youngest here at the spa, but her condition is one of the most extreme. She has hyperhidrosis, a highly embarrassing condition characterised by excessive perspiration.
I always wear black. Can't wear things like sandals because my feet slide right through them.
She suffered for over 20 years and came to the spa convinced it would never be cured.
I don't think there's anything at all that will cure me. I think this is going to be me for the rest of my life.
Since arriving here, she's had a variety of treatments, from reflexology to acupuncture, and this cumulative therapy has produced remarkable results.
I'm on day 3 today of not sweating, and not yesterday, the day before. I burnt this side of my nose in the sun.
and usually along with my feet, that's the first place that starts sweating. Even if I use a sunbed or go abroad or just sit in the garden in the sun, that little patch never ever changes colour. And it was bright pink the other night where I burnt it, which is, it's never happened. I was just gobsmacked.
Hyperhidrosis is 3 times more likely to affect women than men and is aggravated by anxiety. Jodine had been taking antidepressant tablets to keep her calm, but following her breakthrough has decided to wean herself off the tablets.
I think I've done well actually up to now. I haven't complained about anything. I'm just really grateful to be here. I just feel like it's just can be the start of a new life for me, and I'm just chuffed to bits that I'm here.
She's very up, she's very excited, very happy, as you'd imagine. But what I really need to see is that this can continue when she goes out of this little cocoon that we have here. This environment is very safe, she's amongst friends, and I want her to be able to deal with stressful situations in the future without reverting back to hyperhidrosis. So that's really my aim in terms of her progress.
Time alone will tell if Jodine's a true success story. But while she's on the up, someone else is down.
I just needed to scream. Something that I've been holding back. It's not so much about the detoxing anymore, it's about life.
Melissa is here at the spa due to her compulsive overeating, which has led to her doubling her size. After the birth of her son Angelo, who has cerebral palsy, she went from jet-setting DJ to full-time carer and started comfort eating. The oldest of the group, she's felt vulnerable since day one and has continually compared herself to others. Her extreme reactions often mean she becomes the centre of attention.
It's all going too fast for me.
Well, we've not started yet. Today is just a preparation. It's about learning why.
Although not everyone is convinced that her despair is always genuine.
The longer she's kind of caught up in this drama cycle, the longer it's going to take her to really break the cycle and move out of it. But she really has to first acknowledge it on some level. She doesn't need to vocalise it to us, but on some level in herself is this need for attention that she has.
While Amanda believes that Melissa could be overstating it at times, one thing is certain. Her scream time on the mountaintop means she's missed today's therapeutic yoga session, when she most needs it. Yair is one of the main healers here at the spa, providing acupuncture and shiatsu treatments and running the early morning yoga class. It's a highly beneficial part of the spa day, and done properly, yoga is believed to increase flexibility, fitness and energy levels, all important factors in managing patient stress levels.
You're still in the same place, that's not good. You have to move, you have to jump. Huh?
You've got no energy.
Melissa seems to have regained her composure.
You knew it, didn't you?
Although she is talking to animals now, which could be groundbreaking or deeply worrying.
I bet you know.
The detox process is tough going with only a liquid diet of juice and broth, and coffee, one of life's little pleasures, is a no-go, unless it's taken somewhere where the sun doesn't shine, and we're not talking about the weather.
It's a bit cold. Your coffee or your drink? Some coffee. Well, let me drink.
Coffee enemas are believed to be a vital part of the detox process and are used here at the spa to stimulate the liver and bowel and release stored toxins and waste. Initially, the use of enemas was greeted with a combination of fear.
Just a nightmare.
Why is it a nightmare?
And more fear.
So insert it, and you can reach round and switch it on.
But after days on end of grueling colonics, the fear factor has faded and the group have resorted to what any normal person in their situation would do. That is to make sure they are armed with adequate reading material.
Have you got any of Jodine's magazines?
No.
Have you got any magazines?
No.
Sorry.
Gross as it may seem, the group actually derives pleasure from an inspection of the enema results. And Tracy has hit the jackpot today. She has psoriasis, an embarrassing skin condition she has been struggling with since the age of 5. Tracy also suffers from candida, better known as thrush, a fungal infection that affects the body, and this enema has produced conclusive proof.
That there, see that white? That's candida. That's something in my body. You know, like when you get like tummy, it's like a yeast infection, isn't it?
Right.
And that's what it is.
So that's the white stuff.
That's that white stuff in it. Like it.
It's lovely.
It's great, isn't it?
Tracy's obvious delight is proof for her once again that the enemas are an effective part of the detox. But it is only one of the various therapies available here at the spa. Another is Iridology, the study of the iris, and Midi, who's trained in the field, is feeling snaptastic. Iridology experts maintain they can pinpoint specific diseases with this technique, and that it's highly useful in detecting weaknesses in the constitution. It's something that Midi firmly believes in.
I absolutely love Iridology because you can see into a person in a way that you can't always get from taking the case history. But this goes hand in hand because I can see it or I can confirm things, and quite often I can pick up things that people forget to tell me. So I might see something in the bowel area and I say to them, do you suffer from constipation at all? And they say, I forgot to tell you, I've had it all my life.
Traditionally, Iridology was actually grew out of Germany, and it's very precise. You know, it's very, this means that, and this sign is in this particular part of the eye, which reflects this part of the body. At the spa, we tend to do a more general approach and use it as a collection, as a way in combination with other techniques of showing up certain characteristics.
So in first glance, we've got Charlotte, and this is really very brief because I'll be studying it more later, but Charlotte's quite acidic in her whole system, which is not ideal. You want the body to be more in an alkaline state. An acidic body attracts disease. And she's got quite a lot of toxic deposits.
Midi might be able to diagnose certain worry areas from her observations, but for Charlotte and Damien, who are here with infertility issues, Iridology is less science and more illusion.
I think that Midi and Amanda obviously believe in what they do with the eyes, obviously, and they've studied it and believe it, but so do people that read your palm. They've studied it and believe in it. And, you know, it's up to them. If they want to believe it, then fair dues, and if it's resulted in some results for them, then go for it.
So at first glance, you've got a nice, strong constitution, which is really good. It does mean that you can withstand, perhaps, something like a bad diet longer than other people.
Yeah.
Because you've got this strength, and therefore it may take longer for damaging results, say, of a bad diet to manifest.
Yeah.
So if you eat well, generally for the rest of your life, I wouldn't expect you to develop any particular bowel problem. That's not an area of weakness for you.
Cool.
It could be viewed as they already know your case history, so what they're about to do is to set out to prove their competence by saying, okay, here's the proof that we know what your condition is, when as a matter of fact
they know
your condition because of the research that's been done prior to the programme. So I think that's the crystal ball thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damien and Charlotte may be sceptical, but if a so-called crystal ball method finds a cure for their condition, then their opinion just might change. They've been trying for children for the last 5 years. For them, it's a sensitive and often embarrassing issue. And just to rub salt in the wounds, Charlotte works with children.
Biologically, I might never be a mum. We've tried this, we've tried that. There's nothing else that I know of we can try. IVF's the only thing that's left to do.
Their situation is one that in enlightened times is still rarely spoken about.
One of the really difficult things about this condition is that whole social interaction thing with your friends. And, you know, we're of the family starting age. We've been married a little while now. And the question about when are you going to start a family always comes up.
Especially at weddings.
Yeah, kind of weddings, any kind of family occasions, and perhaps people that we don't see all that regularly. You know, there are a few people that understand the condition and so on. And that's an impossible situation. It really is. You know, it's difficult to handle because you really don't want to lay that guilt on somebody else. You know, when somebody says, you know, when are we going to hear the patter of little tiny feet then, you know, when are we going to see another little Damien or another little Charlotte? Yeah. You know, what you really can't say is, well, actually, Charlotte's got polycystic ovaries and a bit of endometriosis and she's got an underactive thyroid. So listen, I'd really appreciate it if you didn't ask that question, because that just makes that person feel absolutely horrible.
It does. You just make up an excuse like, oh, well, the time's not right, Damien's very busy at work, so we're just not going to bother just yet. And you just put it off. And
well, you just lie.
You do. You just lie.
Charlotte's responded best to reflexology here, so Middy has scheduled more time with reflexologist Ziza in the hope it will inspire further emotional detoxing, a very important part of the process.
How do you feel?
Quite good today, actually. A lot better than what I did when I came before. Yeah, a lot happier today, which is good.
Okay. And why do you think you feel happier today than before the first session?
I don't know, actually.
What happened during these 3 days?
I don't know. Just got used to it. Got used to the new things that are happening, and I don't know.
With Charlotte, in some ways it's quite difficult to access the inner person. But I also think Charlotte has difficulty accessing her inner person. I think Charlotte over-relies on Damien to the detriment of her own growth. Because if anything is slightly fearful, then she wants Damien there. Now that's very natural because he's her husband and she absolutely adores him, and it's a lovely relationship, and he's her best friend. But what worries me is Charlotte has over-relied on another person. She's not relying enough on her own inner self, and she's not developing herself. And for someone who's 28, I think it would be really good if Charlotte could try and develop more confidence and try and rely on herself more and enjoy Damien for who he is, but also have self-reliance.
Although emotional development does not directly affect infertility, the therapists believe that self-reliance and confidence will allow them to handle the embarrassment of their condition. The Spanish sun is a therapy in itself, and one taken advantage of. Amy, though, is lined up for Rolfing therapy with expert Heath.
Hello, Amy. Welcome.
Thank you. How are you?
Very well. Yourself?
Brilliant.
Good.
Really, really good today.
Super.
Yeah, I had a session yesterday with Ziza, and it just went really well for me.
Fabulous.
And I finally said goodbye and dealt with it, and I just feel so good.
Fabulous.
Today you can do what you want.
Amy is 24 and suffers from chronic IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. It's an acutely embarrassing condition of bloating, constipation and severe flatulence.
I'm really sorry. It's really embarrassing, but I'm just gonna have to fart, basically.
During the detox, Amy's responded well to the treatments on offer. In particular, acupuncture and reflexology, which revealed that a traumatic breakup with an ex was the catalyst for her health problems.
So I felt like I suddenly had nothing. Do you know what I mean? It was like so lonely.
Has it shifted anything else in your body? Does the freedom that you're feeling here?
I just
breathing is a little bit better?
I can breathe properly. I can breathe. When we were doing yoga before, I literally stopped there. It wouldn't go any further. I couldn't breathe in my lower abdomen. But I can do that now. I can do it.
Terrific.
When I eat and anything, it was always blocked. It just felt like it was sitting there and never digested. But now, when things go in, I can feel it. I feel free.
It's a massive change for Amy. And not only has the bloating and constipation which dogged her for many years all but disappeared, she's also developed greater vision.
I was just looking at her and we were saying stuff, and I just went, "You've got purple around you. Can you see purple?" And she just went, that's my aura, I'm purple, that's me. And I just saw it glowing out of her purple. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, what is that? So I've seen someone's aura today. So everyone's now, what am I?
It's quite a result. Amy's IBS has improved dramatically, and she's seeing auras. But whether the latter is for real, or she's simply hallucinating after 6 days of a juice and broth fast, only time will tell.
Oh, the cat's going in the pool.
can't swim.
For Tracy and Jodine, a bit of Spanish sun poolside is just what they need.
Did you feel different then? Totally. I'm on it's day 3 today that I haven't sweat. That's a big deal. I just can't get my head around it. Good though. It's brilliant. I think if I wasn't so tired, I'd be jumping up and down now with excitement, but my skin, like, all my skin's just dried out. Completely dried out.
Is that because you're not wet all the time, like?
I don't know. I don't know if it's that or the detox. Even my feet are always, you can see like my skin's shrivelling up. I've lived with it for like 20 years now. It's ruled my life for 20 years and it's just seems to have stopped overnight. I can't quite get my head around it.
It's a bit bizarre, isn't it?
It's very bizarre.
When it comes to bizarre, Melissa's morning scream was certainly up there. She suffers from compulsive overeating, but the fast brought out more than just issues with her weight.
All I want is a good
singing too.
She's about to go for Rolfing, but whether it's the technique or the man behind it which appeals is uncertain.
I'm getting the best treatment that I've had so far. It's called Rolfing with Heath.
The Rolf method is a process of re-educating the body in such a way that the body becomes more aligned. And we do that through awareness and also through physical manipulation of the connective tissue of the body.
Even though he's very slender and very spiritual, he's got the most amazing hands and he really knows how to get deep down into the pain.
Psoriasis sufferer Tracy is also feeling deep down changes, but unlike Melissa's, hers are psychological as well as physical. Here at the spa, she has finally been given the opportunity to grieve properly over the death of her mother.
If I could just be half a mum to my kids that she was to me, I've cracked it then.
I think she'll be pleased that you're here.
I hope so.
With this added stress gone, and the strict food regime and detox, her skin is rapidly clearing.
I feel like the person that I walked in as kind of locked her away now. And there's somebody else has come through the door. It's really weird.
Is that better?
Yeah. I used to feel guilty for wanting something for me, whereas now, I don't know. I can't describe it, I just feel like a different person. I just feel like inside, like before I was really low inside, and now I'm like right back up high where I should be and like been topped up with something. Do you know what I mean? Do you feel like that?
Yeah. There are two aspects to what I think is really going to work with Tracy. The detox itself, in terms of the basic course that she is on, is going to have a profound effect on how her body then works after that. The other big aspect for Tracy is the psychological aspect. Getting to the stage when she comes to terms with her condition, where she is no longer embarrassed about her skin.
Do you think as well it's because you're not the only one?
Yeah, because I always feel like different or a freak compared to other people. Do you?
Yeah.
We're all, even though we've not got the same thing, we all understand, don't we? Which is nice.
I think that's been my biggest thing being here, like, because I was petrified of meeting new people.
Yeah, me too.
And getting stuck in a horrible situation.
Do you have the confidence to go home and meet new people now?
I'd like to think, even if I went home and was sweating as much as I was when I came here, that now I could just think, sod it. Life's too short, I'm just so angry with myself for wasting so much time.
Lives may well be changing, but one thing that hasn't changed very much at all is the old food fixation.
Do you reckon you'll get a kebab on your way home?
Might just get the salad minus the kebab and
garlic. Yeah. Bit of extra tomato on that, mate.
Go on, love. Put some cucumber in, be daring.
Over halfway through 2 weeks of radical alternative therapy, 8 Brits are a lot closer to being convinced that a complete system detoxification might cure their respective embarrassing illnesses. Certainly Melissa, who was screaming earlier in the day, has changed her tune.
Ah.
Back down, slowly. Okay, good. That's the movement we're looking for.
Oh, that's nice. Oh my God. I can feel when you touch me on this side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling it in my arm.
Got some tight hips, sister.
Tight hips.
Just let it flow.
Once I had the hysterectomy, my sexual drive went. It just it just dried out. But I call him Rolf, but it's not, it's Heath. Health Heath, Ralph, Rolf, whatever. But he just, I don't know, just brought something out in me that was flirtatious. I was actually flirting with him, and that's like the old Melissa, you know, flirty dirty, you know.
With Melissa, because there was this talk of people feeling horny and this kind of sexual energy rising in some of the girls, she then absorbed that, but her need, this kind of compulsive need, drives it to take it one stage further, if you like, and she then developed this intense crush on Heath.
Instead of lifting up this way, I'd like you to turn to your side, this way, roll to your side, okay? All the way over. That's right. Now you're going to push up with this right arm, let your legs swing off to the side. Much easier, huh? Your legs are looking like they're supporting you a little bit better. What do you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah? Good.
Rolfing is good.
You like it?
I love it.
Thank you, dear.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Okay, thank you.
You came up, this is what you were wearing.
Yeah.
You don't have a shirt to put on. Okay, very good. Well, enjoy that sun. Don't get too much of it. Okay, bye-bye.
As Melissa slides into lunch, the results are obvious.
How did you get on?
Same as usual.
Magical.
He's just got those hands, isn't he? Tell you, if he was single, they even stand a chance. It's honest truth. Look at me, I'm out of it. I feel like you haven't seen him? Oh God.
I've seen him, but I haven't had any treatment off him yet.
Haven't you? You know what I said to him?
What?
He said, "How are you feeling?" I said, "I'm feeling very sensual."
Did you?
What did he say when he said you were feeling sensual?
He went, okay. Okay. Shall I say let's get it now?
Did you actually say that? Seriously?
Yeah.
Thanks.
For Melissa, that compulsion, that desire for something over and above the norm is very much still there, and luckily Heath can handle it. I don't know if a lesser man could have.
Although Melissa's sexual frustration makes interesting chat, there seems to be one thing that is way more important at this stage of the fast, and that's food.
She said when we start eating again we can have fish.
You're joking.
White fish.
Oh my God! No.
White fish.
Oh.
They're starting to talk about food, not surprisingly, and they were questioning me about the breaking the fast thing and saying, is it going to be like the pre-cleanse diet, is it going to be this, going to be that? I explained that it'll be 3 days, very closely managed, and they said, can we get fish? Can we get meat? Can we eat this? Can we eat that?
Oh, I'm happy now.
I don't know, is she messing or is she telling the truth?
Should eventually, obviously not straight away.
Do you remember when they put that feta cheese in? And the
Tastes different, doesn't it?
It does. I love that feta cheese.
You know what? I know what the crux of my problem is. Do you know that? I really do. I've just got to like change my whole life, and just sort of like separate myself from certain things.
Melissa may be fishing for attention, but the rest of the group aren't biting, and there is only one person at the spa that everyone is worried about. Dan is 33 and has chronic eczema, an itchy, painful skin condition he has had since a child.
I mean, for years I never actually opened my hands because the skin on the knuckles and stuff was so dry and cracked that I just couldn't actually straighten my fingers.
He uses a combination of powerful steroid and immunosuppressant creams, pills and ointments to treat this clearly embarrassing ailment.
You're always on the edge of control or management of the condition, but also it has detrimental effects to your health.
Dan was hoping to gradually reduce his drug intake here at the spa, but in fact the choice was taken away from him when his prescription ran out 2 days ago. So it was involuntary cold turkey and his eczema flared up instantly.
Yeah, it's pretty uncomfortable. It's like kind of wearing a bit of a mask and the skin's really thick. Pretty painful, irritating, annoying. Doesn't look very nice either. But Middy likes that. She's like, oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. That's marvellous.
Yeah, I mean, it's movement, which is good. It's just, in the past, movement for you has been it getting worse. And movement for us is it getting better.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't got any worse than yesterday, I don't think.
No.
Without its medication, the skin condition is kind of manifesting in the way that it does, so it's not being masked by the creams and by the drugs. But interestingly, at the same time, what we're seeing is this head to toe healing. So his forehead is starting to clear up, and this is the nature, the progression of healing. It starts with the head and works its way through the toes.
If this is going to work out, it's going to be a few days, then it's going to, potentially it could be brilliant for me. If not, and if it's like, if all the faith is kind of misplaced that people have around here, then, it's just a few days.
It is natural in the detox process for old symptoms to reappear, but a new development has Dan worried.
So probably about a month ago, I had kind of all over hair on my head, and it's been, really sort of thinning out. It's not coming out as fast now, but I think that's because I haven't got as much hair left, to be honest. But I've been, just to give you an idea, I've been keeping what I've just kind of combed out my fingers or brought off my pillow since I've been here, which is like 6 days or something. And it's a fair chunk of hair. I was keeping my hair up to show my GP because he said I was just going a bit bald. I think it's a bit extreme, really. But yeah, I mean, if I make a breakthrough this week, I'll cut all my hair off, I think.
Dan's hair loss can't be explained just yet, but what is apparent is that the detox is working on a holistic level, starting from the top down. So, hopefully he will also feel the benefits Trace is already enjoying.
When I go home on the plane, I'm going to have my hair down. I'm going to have no makeup on, because I've got nothing to hide. I'm going to have a vest up on and my short jeans, no jacket. I'm not going back to wearing jeans and baggy t-shirts and a big thick jacket anymore. I'm not going to do that now. Jacket can go in the bin.
I've noticed today that Tracy's skin is continuing to get clearer.
She's also feeling the weight loss now. She's feeling it in her face and enjoying that aspect.
Yeah.
It's a combination.
I used to think that if I pleased other people, it'd please my mum. And my mum would be pleased with me, but I know my mum's pleased with me. And I know she's not here to please now. And I feel like I've come to terms with it, she's not here. And I can talk about it without getting upset because I know what I did for my mum when she was alive was more than enough. Just everything, I feel a different person.
It's mid-afternoon at the spa, and Amanda has called everyone together to fill out some forms. And if she's asking this tired group of detoxers to do something, it must have a purpose.
You're all going to do this little questionnaire that helps me pick up what's called your dosha type, which is just, again, another way of classifying your constitution. And what you do is there's 3 columns. So the first one, for example, subject, do you tend to A, underweight, B, ideal weight with muscle tone, or C, overweight? And all you do is just put a tick in the column that is most attributable to you.
Ayurveda is a system of holistic healing which originated in ancient India nearly 5,000 years ago. It differs from other types of medicine in that it recognises the unique constitutional makeup of all individuals and recommends treatments according to your Ayurvedic type.
My fingers are
so you're more in the middle. Yeah.
Quite stubby.
So 2 people suffering from the same symptoms wouldn't necessarily be treated the same.
So what I'm going to give you is a kind of character profile of each of the different columns, so Vata, Pitta and Kapha. The Vata constitution would tend towards being someone very slender, your typical, if you're a female sort of model type, for a guy, more wiry. If you can put your thumb and finger, actually just the first finger, around your wrist. Okay. If you look, now she's got a lot of space in there, okay? That's very much a Vata characteristic, where you have quite narrow, what you call fine bones. If it just touches like this, that tends to be much more the Pitta, which is more kind of medium set, if you like. Tending to be more, in terms of work and lifestyle, likes to be in charge.
Yeah, a bit power.
Yeah, they... Corgi.
Let's just hope that Melissa's next Rolfing session doesn't scare Heath off.
I know what you're thinking.
And then if you can't quite touch, that's the Kapha, which is more of the bigger bones. Most people are a combination of two. Some people are a combination of three, which is called tridosha. But most people are a combination of two, and you can see quite clearly that combination.
The group may all fall into their respective Ayurvedic types, but it seems there's one common ingredient that people with embarrassing illnesses share, and that's the lack of intimate relationships.
I think my inability to find a girlfriend and also my weight has bashed my confidence a lot.
Not only is it putting up with the actual sweat, it's putting up with me mentally and the mood swings that I do get.
I'm not going to put myself down. I think I still am quite attractive.
And thanks to Rolfing, or should that be Heath, Melissa has rediscovered her mojo.
If I had them in that form today, I would have had my way, definitely.
I'm purified the water doing that.
Does he know about this?
Yeah,
does he?
So, darling.
I feel sorry for him. You pounced on him, or you wouldn't know what hit him, would it?
It'd be like elastic pants, see? Get down, boy. Get the cufflinks out. Tie him up.
Get the cufflinks out and tie him up.
Handcuffs. No. Then I'll get a whip. And then I'll dress up in black PVC and I'll say, who's been a naughty boy then? You have! You don't know. I might turn him on.
Oh, dear.
It's been about 3 years since I've had like, a good a sexual relationship with anyone. But when I was younger, you know, I could have had the pick of the bunch. I mean, I could have married a prince.
Who?
I can't say.
Not Prince Charles, was it?
Yeah, but me and you are in the same boat, aren't we? We're gagging.
Yeah, we are.
Gagging boat, is it?
You've not been...
Yeah, tell us something about you, Dan.
Hey?
Tell us something about you.
Yeah,
What?
tell you
Are you
what.
gagging?
Are you gagging?
No, not on a detox, no.
Are you normally gagging?
Yeah, actually.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Why are you so shocked?
So when's the last time you had sex? If you don't mind me
God, don't
asking?
ever ask me that.
Oh,
I was worse than you.
What?
6 years.
wow.
6 years.
Sad, isn't it?
So have you had the chance over the last 6 years and not?
I did, but she was really drunk, and I thought I better not take advantage of her, to be fair.
Oh, that's nice. That is nice.
That's sweet.
And
Nice guys.
I literally I took her home in a taxi, put her to bed, and then went home, basically.
Oh,
Did you not cop a feel or anything?
Copperfield? No.
The group's on a high, but for how long? Sun up, which means it's time to rise and shine again at the spa of embarrassing illnesses. And Melissa seems to have channeled some of that overabundant sexual energy from last night into her morning climb. And Melissa is not the only one that's on good form. After 6 days of living on juice broth and supplements, the energy levels amongst our 8 detoxers is remarkably high.
Who's the legend?
While the yoga continues, Anna, the spa nutritionist, is preparing the day's juice and broth. And for the detoxers, the end of the hated fast is nearly in sight.
There's today and tomorrow, and then they're back onto raw food.
I'm longing for a tomato and a cucumber. How sick and twisted is that? You know, just something to chew. This stuff is just... It started out tasting out quite nice, didn't it?
Not bad.
Yeah, and now it just tastes like cardboard shit, really.
You know, having fasted for 7 days, they're quite excited about having some food. They eat quite a small bowl full, and they can't eat anymore because their stomachs are obviously shrunk.
But if the end of the fast is good news, then there is bad news ahead. Hunky Heath is hitting the highway.
Okay.
What has Melissa done?
There's a difference between love and lust, you know, and at the moment I'm just feeling really lusty.
Just email me.
Sexiest sign of the zodiac I am, Scorpio, and I haven't had it for a long time. Thank you.
This is a man hug, okay? A bit of backslapping, okay?
Okay, let me try that.
Okay.
Just like this. Take care of yourself.
Who reckons Melissa's going to be depressed for the rest of the day?
Take good care, everybody. Bye. Okay, bye.
While Melissa settles into a post-Heath gloom, Middy is giving the group some food for thought about their new post-fast diet.
Eating again has to be very, very carefully done because you can shock your system.
Slowly,
You've been in complete juice fasting detox. And
introduce it gradually.
We have to introduce things very gradually.
Would I be able to eat sausage and mash or something with my kids?
Physically, yes, you can eat that at the point you go home because it's not going to shock your system and your system will be able to cope. Whether we'd recommend it, but in a balance of your whole diet, you know, with a salad, your whole taste bud, palate and relationship with food will have changed. So the idea of what you used to eat, like a sausage sandwich with tomato sauce or sausage and mash, it might seem quite nice in your head, but in reality, you'll take one bite and think, this doesn't taste of anything but salt and fat.
Do you know how I feel about stopping out like it's the last day of our fast today? I just don't want to start eating nuts and seeds again. Can't wait to chew something, but I just can't do nuts and seeds.
Jodine might be dreading the food, but for most of them, any change after 6 days of fasting and a week of enemas is a plus.
Last day!
Yay! Got up my morning coffee.
As the rest of the group enjoy their enemas, Dan is looking for a bit of reassurance from Amanda and Middy.
Really, really clear at the top. Yeah. It's really starting.
I think 2 enemas again today. Yeah. Just keep on the eliminative pressure.
Your eyes are just much better than they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, the infection's gone down, I think.
Yeah.
So let's bring up, because I'd had eye infections with it, kind of with the condition. And, you know, as he's talking about going back through symptoms.
Yeah.
You know, for ages I just had eye infections.
Right.
It's gone back through that now.
Totally different.
How exciting.
I know, it's great to have breakthrough.
Yeah, yesterday I was like, well, has it turned? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not got any worse, but has it turned? I don't.
Yeah.
It's definitely turned today.
Great.
Cool. Well, glad you guys are positive about it.
Oh no, it's top down, starting on the forehead, forehead's clearing, eyes are clearing, or are cleared. We'll just have another day like today and like yesterday then, because that's obviously worked.
So Dan's condition seems to have reached a turning point.